Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Littlewargame. Today I have the pleasure of showing off Rabo Sought in the bottom left, up against guest 124463. Although apparently I've been told this is Hero phase, so we're going to call him Hero throughout the game. If I'm wrong, I do apologize, but that's in the email that was sent, that's the information I received. So hopefully this is a good game. Just a reminder, if anyone would like to send in replays, you can do so at SlammerIV@gmail.com or message me on Discord or contact me in game or what have you. And I'd be happy to check out your games and put them up. I pretty much will go over almost any game sent to me unless I just lose it or forget in some way. So if I do that, I do apologize. But anyway, let's see how this game goes. Rabo Sought is going to be opening up with a barracks first, so interesting choice from him, pretty standard. And it looks like maybe a castle first coming out of our blue player Hero. So we're just going to speed this replay up a little bit as both players are just going for standard stuff, castle first. Interesting thing I want to point out here is Rabo Sought is going for this build where you skip the raider and instead immediately go for your castle. So you go house racks, which is a little bit safer than house castle, right? Because you have the ability to start producing quickly. But you cut that first raider, and he doesn't really need the first raider because he's already scouting. He's poking away, tickling at the workers of Hero. So he already has scouting. He doesn't really need the raider. He just has it for safety, and he's going to get a faster castle and power up his eco. So his castle is going to go down right around the time that Hero's castle is finishing. So we do have a nice gold advantage for our blue. What is going on here? Hold up. Hold your horses. That is a cancel, and we have okay, we have a den in the top left of Rabo Sought's base. So everything I was just saying is completely out the window. We've got a cheese coming out. So it's going to be up to see if did Rabo pay attention. I guess the worker must have run up to the top and hidden. But here we go. A worker is coming out. He's going to spot it. I don't know what star sense was tingling, or he wanted to build a house up here, or I have no idea what was going on. But Rabo is going to stop the house from being produced, or the tower, excuse me. He's going to poke at this workshop. A little bit of a cheeky banter coming out from Rabo. Nice proxy. He's going to shut it down easily. This tower is, there's no way this tower is going to go up, right? Wait, no, don't pull your units away, Rabo. There we go. There we go. That tower is going to die, and this is going to die, and this rush is going to be done. I feel like these wolves need to be going, my dude. Like, he needs to be hitting right now with these wolves. He's got a little bit of chance here. There's 2 soldiers out, but he's got some wolves out. Rabo with a little bit of BM here. That was game, you know, already ready to close this off. He's building a fortress. Okay, he canceled the fortress. That was just a misclick. And it looks like he's going to already set up to build a third base. So Rabo with a nice economic advantage. He's way ahead in this game. Looks like he just wants to get further ahead, get that third base, and just secure the victory for himself. We have a snake charmer coming down for Hero. He's gonna get out some snakes. He's gonna continue this aggression. Finally, the wolves are gonna be pressing across the map. I'm a little surprised he's not continuing to produce from his den here, because it'd be pretty annoying with a couple wolves dancing around here while he hits on the main front. So a bit of a missed opportunity, I feel like, from Hero. I think he could be doing a lot more damage with his den, but he is dragging all these soldiers out of position, and as those soldiers run away, the wolves are going to hit into the main base. Oh my goodness, this is not good for Rabo. He's going to lose a couple workers. Let's just pay attention to how many workers die here. Looks like this one on the right is going to get focused down. One wolf in the middle is going to get killed, and this wolf here is also going to be trapped. But 2 workers going to go down. Maybe a third one here. Yeah, a third worker is definitely going to die. What is this soldier doing? The soldier is derping to the left here, which is really annoying. Another worker goes down. That's going to be like 4 or 5 workers killed. This soldier is isolated. Finally, that den in the top left corner gets cleared out. However, it's not going to matter here because a lot of workers are killed. But even with all the amount of workers killed, that kind of evens up the worker tab. But it's still a pretty tough position for Hero because it's 12 workers to 11. So really, and there's a third base for Rabo coming up. So Rabo is going to be able to power out a ton of workers. And Hero is on 1 base. It looks like he's saving up his gold. He's going to put down a second castle in just a second. There it goes. Second castle is down on the ground. But it's going to be really, really tough going forward for Hero to challenge for this game because he's just going to be so far behind economically. Rabo looks like he's in a really solid position and just really comfortable. Should be a really comfortable macro win from him here, unless Hero can really make some solid plays. So we're gonna have to wait and see. But again, look at the production coming for Rabo. Rabo is looking so solid right now. He's gonna have 3 workers coming compared to the single worker being produced from Guest or from Hero. He's gonna be basically going to be getting to a 30 worker economy really, really quickly, as long as he doesn't lose sight of those worker queues. And it looks like he's queuing workers up 2 at a time, so he is going to be powering out the economy. He's not being too distracted by the skirmishing in the center. Looks like Hero is going to try to use his snakes to kite away these soldiers. I wish Rabo would add some archers into this composition because these soldiers are a little derpy, a little slow. They're not amazing at chasing down snakes in general. I mean, they're going to get some hits off. Looks like these snakes. Oh, he's dodging. He's trying to dodge those soldiers. Looks like one snake's going to get focused down. He kills a worker as well. These little skirmishes are kind of okay for either player. Neither one's getting much of an advantage. These soldiers are taking chip damage, but they're also killing snakes and wolves here and there. Looks like he's going to try to get that last soldier. One more. Yeah, there we go. A couple more snake hits. That caustic purple venom cutting through the armored soldiers there. Yeah. So this game is just going to progress with our red Rax player at a tremendous advantage. He's going to be adding on his priests in a second here. Continue to add on workers. He's up to 19. He's going to be, just outstripping Hero very quickly here. Hero's even missing some worker queues here. He had to save up. I think he probably had to cut workers to build this 3rd base. So Hero is just in a horrific position right now. Looks like he snipes off another soldier, loses a snake. But these are trades that I think Rabo is really willing to take. I mean, he might be losing a little bit more because soldiers are, twice as expensive as snakes. But I'm not even sure if that's true because there's a lot of snakes that have been getting sniped down here from Rabo, and it's kind of tough. It's definitely tough to control 2 snake groups at once. You can see he's really struggling to micro all his snakes at once and try to kite. So he's going to lose just an unnecessary stake here. And even just looking at the unit counts, it's just a really nice position for our red player. If we look at the income tab here, you can see the total gold mined is about 1,000 ahead for our red player. Even the current is almost double, not quite, but almost double mined for our blue player. And our player Hero has even lost more, so this is really just nothing going right for our beast player at the moment. So it's just going to be a matter of kind of finishing this game strong for our red player, continue to build units. He's got his priest, so I like that. He's going to be able to heal up his damaged soldiers. We have a fortress coming out from Hero, so he's going to be getting those dragons out, which is really the key in a beast versus any matchup. You want to get those dragons. Dragons are your best unit, and they really... just incredibly strong and solid units to get at this time in the battle. Looks like Rabo is going to send out some soldiers on a little hit squad to the left of the map. And looks like Hero is going to try to keep poking with his wolves. I do like how aggressive and how much map presence Hero has been taking in this game. He's really forcing some mistakes out of Rabo. He's doing damage. He's going to take a fight here. Unfortunately, because he's taking this fight across the map, oh, this is a nice engagement. He's going to get on top of that priest, kill a priest, and it looks like he's going to kill these archers. Obviously, getting wolves and snakes on top of a few archers is really good. These soldiers are going to trade well because they're inside the healing radius of this totem. But eventually, these soldiers are going to push these dudes back. But the bad thing is these soldiers are hitting this base. They do have +1. Again, we have an upgraded advantage for our red Rax player. And Rax units are already really strong, but now that they have a nice upgrade advantage, it's going to be pretty tough for our blue beast player to deal with these soldiers. These soldiers are going to get on top of this mineral line and totally crush it. One thing to note is our blue beast player has caught up in the workers count to a certain extent. I'm not sure I like this play from Hero. He's deciding to go for a counterattack in the south instead of dealing with these soldiers. I feel like if he just pulls back this army, he can deal with this force here, and we won't have to worry about fighting these soldiers here. As it is, he's trading okay, but he's taking a lot of damage on his wolves and snakes. In fact, he's losing this fight pretty decisively. The soldiers have gotten on top of his snakes, and he's forced to back out. Not a great fight for our blue beast player, and this is just going from bad to worse right now for Rabo. It's going to be really up to these dragons to make anything happen in this game, but I don't see it happening in any way. I have to admit, we have a really gnarly stack and, whoa, supply block. That is the gnarliest supply block at 70 you'll ever see. He's at 1,200 gold. I think he's just spending so much time microing his soldiers. He's really messing up his macro back at home. And this could come back to haunt Rabo tremendously. Like, this is actually... forget anything else that's happening in this game right now. This is literally the most important thing right now is this supply block for Rabo. He's supply blocked at 70. He's got 1,300 gold. He needs to get a castle down. He's getting some upgrades down, but he has to spend his money. I don't know what I guess he's spending so much attention microing his army. He's really getting wrecked in the macro back home. Looks like he finally looks back and is going to start a castle, but he's still... This has like been going on for a minute. He's still supply blocked and he's not building anything. What is going on in the red Rax player's base? Also, this soldier count is really odd. I feel like he needs a lot more archers because now he has to deal with dragons. And these dragons are going to be so useful because there's only one archer on the map. So almost none of the units of Rabo actually shoot up. So that is a problem. Of course, what's even a bigger problem in this game... By the way, I feel like this is misplaced. That's a little funny. It looks like that's a little too far. But he is at 100%. Yeah, he's at 100%, but he's got like way too many workers, so that's a little bit funny. But our beast player is going to be securing a third base finally. And I think Rabo, oh my goodness, he's got almost 1,500 minerals for a second. He just needs to spend his money. Looks like he's finally dealing with that terrible supply block. He's going to go up to 110 supply, and he's getting his castle down. Meanwhile, he's decided to send his soldiers up. These soldiers are going to do some damage. It's going to be important to see how much they do, but they're all going to die because there's nothing that shoots up. So these 6 dragons are going to do significant damage. And really deal with these soldiers. Unfortunately, these soldiers are going to get underneath these worker lines, and that means the dragons are actually going to do friendly fire. If they shoot at like this soldier, for example, some of that splash damage is going to go on the workers. I'd like to see Hero pull these workers away to the side to not take all this damage. But as it is, it looks like the beast player is going to comfortably defend. And if we look at the worker counts, it's 30 to 30. That counterattack really didn't do much. I mean, he lost about 12 soldiers there. For pretty much no damage, to be honest. I think he killed some wolves and a tower, maybe 1 or 2 soldiers, but he lost a lot of units there. And he's actually fallen behind in the supply. He's only at 80 supply against 93 from our blue beast player. But he's still got a tremendous bank. So I think it's just going to be a matter of just macroing out units. He needs to get maxed, get some more priests, and just play a defensive style. I feel like he needs to also be getting Ballistae out right now. I feel like some Ballistae would be really excellent to deal with this mass of dragons that we see coming out from Hero, and Hero's going to dive to the left. There is no tower covering this mineral line. He's going to snipe one archer here. I feel like he needs to be going for these workers. He's going to kill an archer here. The archers are finally showing up, and these dragons... Oh, no, these dragons are going to run over the top. Oh, this is terrible for Hero. He's going to lose 1, 2, 3 dragons utterly for free. That was a rally mistake from Hero. Looks like he rallied his dragons this way. An excellent pickup from Rabo. These archers are at +2. There are some nice upgrades rolling for our red Rax player, and he secured a 4th base, so everything is still going excellently for Rabo. He's going to lose a lot of workers at his main base, actually. So his worker count is going down, but he's still at 29. So even if he loses 3 or 4 workers here, he's still going to have a pretty solid economy, and he has 4 castles, so it doesn't take him long to replace that, and he has plenty of gold. So it will take him about 2 worker cycles to replace these losses, so it's really not that huge of a deal. Looks like almost... Did 1 dragon go down? I think about 1 dragon went down there, so pretty solid trade on either side. Excellent from Hero. He's really staying in this game impressively. He's really hanging. He's gotten up to 110 supply and a nice dragon count, and really that's what you want as Beast. You want to get that dragon count. The only thing that I feel is really missing from Hero's play, and this is not a mistake, it's just the fact that he doesn't have the gold to afford it yet, is he needs to add on some upgrades. I'd love to see double advanced animal testing lab fall down somewhere around here, just so we can start catching up in that upgrade count. Because as it is, we have +2 with +3 on the way, and actually +4 is already on the way from these forges. So Hero is going to be catching up really swiftly. Rabo is going to be having a really massive upgrade advantage. Nice counterattack from here. These dragons are going to kill this tower, and this entire mineral line is going to be forfeit. It looks like Rabo, has had enough. He's decided to go for the counterattack. This is going to be a bit sketchy. He's under supply. There are a lot of wolves here. Now these wolves are at 0/0 upgrades, and they're facing +2 archers and soldiers. There's only 1 soldier here, so of course these wolves are going to be pretty good against these archers. I'd love to see these dragons come back and just crush this force. It looks like Hero has decided to pull workers. He's going to pull workers to take this engagement. This is extremely important here. He's committed everything. Maybe he should pull some workers from the 3rd. There he is, pulling workers from the 3rd as well. Now, of course, wolves are a great counter to pure archer. I'd love to see a couple more soldiers from Rabo, because these wolves are causing excellent mayhem on these archers. archers. The archers are just being healed, but taking so much damage from wolves. Even with their massive +3 upgrade, which finished during this fight, they are going to eventually be overwhelmed by this swarm of workers and wolves. And oh my goodness, look at that worker count. As we've been watching this fight, there's been another fight going on this side of the map. These dragons are on top of the production. Now, they're trading fairly efficiently here because there's just a very few archers. Finally, the archer count and the priest healing has gotten to the point where the dragons are okay. Nice micro from Hero. He's pulling back the damaged dragons. There are 2 really red dragons here that need to die, but are not dying. Look, it's 12 workers because this 4th base got completely wrecked. The 3rd base got completely wrecked. There are so few workers left for Rabosai. He's really somehow allowed this game to slip away. He had so much money at one point and so much control that I thought he had the game basically won, but somehow with a nice dragon counterattack and enough consistent worker damage, just like that, Hero has evened the game up. I love the way he's using this dead space in the middle to attack the left and right bases. Looks like 2 dragons that were low health get picked off by this tower. That's a really nice tower placement. But still, Rabo is losing workers. Now, let's just take stock of this game really quickly, because this is kind of turned on its head. Again, we have 0-0 upgrades for our Beast player. Our Rax player is at +4. He also has 4 castles. What does that 4 castle mean? That means he can produce 4 workers at a time. It does not take him long to get out a really strong economy off 4 castle if he just continues to produce, and that's what he's doing right now. Now, he's about 15, 16, 17 workers behind his opponent. And now we have some animal testing labs going down. But I feel like if he just stays calm and macros up his main and 4th base and defends with his Rax units, he still has a really good shot here, and it's going to be very interesting to see how Hero transitions his forces. He's at 114 supply. He's finally getting those upgrades, but those upgrades are still a long ways off. I mean, they're not even completed, and it's going to take a while to get +1, +2. Meanwhile, it's not like Hero is that rich. He's already mined out his main. He's got, well, decent amount of money in his natural and 4th base, whereas it looks like Rabo has just mined out of his 4th. But that's fine. He's at 19 workers. He only really needs 10 to 12 more workers to be at a really nice economy count. Fortunately, it looks like he's cut work production for a little bit there. And just in general, we definitely are seeing some macro slip-ups from our red player. I mean, you can see he's got 400 gold, and he just needs Rax units so badly. He just needs to get his supply count up. He's about half the supply. He's less than half the supply of our Beast player. Now, of course, Wolves and Snakes, especially unupgraded Wolves and Snakes, are not that strong supply-wise. Like, every single one of Rabo's units are so good right now. Like, they're absolutely unbelievably strong units that he's built up. He has +5 attack with what it looks like +1 armor already on the way. I mean, these are beefy Rax units doing ridiculous amounts of damage. And he's finally got his 4th base saturated. He's got some saturation on his natural and 3rd. So pretty, you know, the economy has stabilized for our red Rax player. I think if he just stays defensive, he's in a really good position here. He's getting more priests out, which is nice. He's getting more upgrades out. Really just extending the strength of what he has right now, which is this really beefy Rax force. I'm not sure how I feel about this attack. We see Rabo pushing out with 77 supply. I think this might just be a mistake on his part, and like 2 ships in the night, it looks like the 2 armies are going to kind of glide past each other. Whether this was purposeful or not, it's going to force Rabo into a bit of a base trade. And this is going to be really tough because these wolves, while they're not going to be great straight up against archers and soldiers, they are going to be really good against buildings. So I'm not sure how I feel about going into a base trade for our wolf player. For our Rax player, it's going to be really tough. Now, he can rally behind here and do a little bit of damage, but because he has this many dragons out, and he finally does get 1-1, it's going to be really tough for our Rax player. In fact, I think we may see Hero actually pull this one out incredibly. I don't actually know how this game devolved so quickly for our Rax player. He looked like he was in the driver's seat the entire time, and yet somehow, by the end of it, we see really disaster, because these Rax units, they're going to kill a little bit of units in the base. Maybe they can kill the layers. He's not even going for the layers, actually. We see a great wall of towers being thrown down by Hero. I don't think these towers are going to finish in time, though. These Rax units are going to hit pretty quickly, and I don't think there's any way for that to finish. But the rest of this base is just going to die. Like, there's no saving this over here. There's only 1 tower, well, a 2nd tower going up, but against this many dragons, there's no hope for this mineral line. I really wish we saw these workers run away, because they need to join the armor. The only really hope for Hero, I mean for Rabo, is if he can get his workers up tier and maybe defend a base, but that's not really going to happen. We see basically a maxed out force from our beast player with +1/+1, so the upgrades, you know, kind of getting a little bit closer. He's only down actually 4 upgrades now, our beast player, and the massive supply advantage that we see is probably just going to be too much here. I have a really hard time seeing our beast player or our Rex player winning this fight. All the workers die at the 4th. It's really going from bad to worse for Raboso, and just kind of a tragic ending for this game. He had the game pretty much won at multiple stages. He just needed to keep calm macro. I think he was like too aggressive, honestly. Like he kept moving out when he wasn't maxed, when he was pretty low on supply, and just throwing away units. Even at the end, I think if he stays and defends, his army is very strong. And with a couple more waves of reinforcements from his barracks, I think he actually can win these fights. Especially with SimCity and towers and stuff. But out in the open, like, oh my goodness, there's just too many beast units. There is a flood of them. The dragons are adding so much damage in the back. The wolves are tanking so much hit points. And this is going to be GG for Rabosoft, for our red Rax player. There is no hope for victory. There are too many dragons and wolves, even snakes on the bottom, adding their damage in. And what a game from Hero. Really just playing incredible reactive beast play. That early rush was basically a complete failure. He was so far behind. You know, he didn't get his third base until super late in the game. There were multiple points when he was basically dead to rights. I think really the key moment was that supply block at 70, where we saw Rabo just kind of banking up to 1,400 gold, and that's a mistake you really just can't have happen in Littlewargame. It's too much to overcome. Making that kind of mistake really allowed Hero back into the game. And just excellent dragon control, hitting multiple bases, taking out economy cleanly, and off the back of that, just playing a really excellent game. So congratulations to HeroFage, or guest 124463. I think it's HeroFage. I hope it is. Otherwise, I'm calling this person the wrong thing the entire game. But in general, just an excellent game from him. Congratulations. I really enjoyed that contest. As you can see, the gold was really close, and yet we did have victory in the end for guest 124463. Good game to the players. I hope you guys enjoyed this, because I certainly did. If you did enjoy, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment, give me your thoughts on the match, and I will catch you later.